Where should we go with it? Yeah. Let's manifest today. Let's go, baby. You already know. Come on in.
May you manifest every heart's desire. May you manifest every heart's desire. Judicial systems and politicians are wicked. Prey on the innocent, poverty like conditions. Popular protocol, populate propositions. Your whole existence is probably out the picture. They out to get you. Foreign DNA in your mixture. Never thought I'd be touring CLA with these lectures. Made the elixir for the people to paint a picture. Clear as day in their brain. We created the scriptures. Genesis to Deuteronomy. Hook around me on the subject. Keeping the eye on me. Whole society know what's up next. My sobriety flows entirely for the upset. Suppression and truth. Back in the booth. School of coons in the coop. Take them back to the roots. I'm a star like a monologue. Not just a boom. Coming hard. You should know the guard higher than you. Couple rappers in the game that I'm trying to chew. Couple countries on the plane that I'm trying to view. I'm divine, you divine, what you trying to do? From my mind to your mind, let's align the crew. Cause every line is a sign, just combine the two. May you manifest every heart's desire. May you manifest every heart's desire. The generation of change, no longer we see meditation is strange. Maybe in different lanes, but the destination the same. Future seeing the wave, you hella late in the game. Gotta deal with the pain, repeating it is the same. Who protecting the culture? Who deflecting the vulture from scooping the polar folks up? Who you respect the most, influenced by your promoters? Few and few of our role models moving and still a spoke of. For you there's no love. Black civil rights movement got you confused with the rules we illuminated. Like who's related to who? Since the age of 2, made a fool what they say in the school. Don't pertain to you, they the truth, they playing it cool. Since the age of the news, we've been making the news. Crooked cops pulling blocks now, spraying your pool. When the semi on their Glock now, aiming at you. When they pops bullets, you not gonna be able to chew. May you manifest every heart's desire. Young, hey you. May you manifest every heart's desire. Hey, hey.
Ho, come on in, family. Put your nines up. You already know what time it is. Put your nines up. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, Eem Hotep, grand rising to the royal family and all that. While y'all getting that right, I'm gonna get the frequency right. Let's get the vibes right. Let's go. Yes. Uncle Mayat to the royal family. Uncle Mayat, let go. Let go. Grand rising, YouTube. Huh? We're getting sporadic on that ass now. You know. It's a new season. The lighthouse done woke up so many people. We got the, you know what I'm saying? We got to get sporadic on that ass. Let's go. Put your nines up, feel the vibes. If you got your power bracelets on or your conductors of electromagnetic energy, you're going to want to wear them during this time. So you can get this heart chakra vibration back in tune. Let's go. Let's go. Let it ring out. Let it ring all the way out. Feel the vibration. Feel the vibration. Uncle Mayat. Uncle Mayat. Let me shout out my first 9 on the feed. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to even know that I was coming on here, you had to be on my Facebook. My Facebook, facebook.com/Jamal Milton, JAMAARMILTON. That's my Facebook. That's where the whole family's at. You may want to get over there and click that follow button so you can get involved. Shout out to Queen Latifah Forster, the first one knowing. Should have known better. Chantel Jackson, I thank you for your triple nines. Do-wah. Hi, it's Nikki. I see you. J.O. Keys. Happy Aqua Ada. I see you. Tashi is in the building. Let the people know where you're from. We on YouTube. We on a whole nother network. So they got to know where you're from so they can link up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And get the rest of their family. This is all family. Sonia. Voice of reason for my people, embodied by Brazil. That's my first 9. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all energy. And thank y'all for coming on here. Today, we're going to be talking about vibration management. Vibration management. And I think that this is a key component, you know, with all beings that walk this planet, that we need to understand vibration management and why it's important and how to do it. Okay? Because many of us mistakenly tie vibration to emotion or how we feel at this moment in time. And sometimes it's a lot deeper than that. And that's what we want to discuss today. In order to understand your vibration, or what people call your vibe, right? You ever walk up to a person and say, you know what, this person gives me a good vibe. I like this person. They don't even have to speak. As soon as they walk into the room, they have a good vibe, right? Or vice versa. You walk up to a person, you know what, something about this, it's not quite clicking. Having an awkward vibe or a bad vibe about this person. Okay? What we're doing today is we're going to talk about how to manage your vibration, how to be aware of your vibration, right? How to get it to where you want it to be. Okay? So now when we're dealing with vibration, you have to understand that all human beings are a vibrating species. Everything that you see is a vibration. Everything that makes it what it is because its vibration is set at a certain frequency, at a specific note. Okay? It is said that the earth vibrates at the tone of B flat. That's the sound that the planet gives off. The vibration of B flat. Okay? So everything that you see is a small part. It's just a small intricate part of all of these different vibrations coming from one dimension to the next and banging up against one another. The things that you can see with your actual eye is the smallest part of that. So let's look at these wavelengths for a minute. A wavelength is the actual wave or the form of energy that creates light. We are light beings, okay? And if you look at all the different sections that we have of wavelengths, from gamma, X-ray, to UV rays, IR, microwave, radio, and TV, you'll see that visible light is a small part of the spectrum. The things that you can actually see is a small percentage of all of the energy that actually surrounds us and that is consistent throughout the universe. The light is the smallest increment, and it only has between 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers of wavelength. When we talk about a wavelength, what is a wavelength? The wavelength is the frequency at which you vibrate. The wavelength is the overall compass of how strong it is and how fast it is over the course of time, your vibration. Okay, this is how we measure. Let me get rid of that lighthouse logo down there, or make it smaller so you guys can see what I'm doing here. But the amount of time that it takes for your vibration or your wave to complete a oscillation or a rotation, however you can put it in your mind, is what will determine your vibration. Okay, your particular note, your particular key, your tone. Okay, when you have a breakdown of this understanding of what your body is on a subatomic particle level, you can understand how you are to tune it, how you can get it into the right vibration, right? This is where we get into what we call string theory, okay? String theory, which is still in its works right now, science is still playing around with this. It looks at the body as if almost like we are strings, or like a guitar string. Okay, you ever seen the strings of a guitar and how they work? How when you pluck them, they make a vibration? Well, essentially, you on a molecular level work the same exact way. If you strum your body, if you strum yourself, your vibration, your string the right way, it will make a certain tone, it will make a certain vibration and create certain patterns. They can connect with other vibrations, other strings to make more different types of music, as we call it, or tones or intonations, right? And this string theory is what makes up your cells, your individual molecules and atoms inside of your body. You see, years ago when we were taught in school, we were taught that the atom is the smallest particle that we know about. Well, science has now gone further than that, and we've now been able to subcategorize how to create an atom, how to break apart an atom, what makes an atom, right? What influences an atom, and what happens when two atoms react with one another and what they produce, and things of that nature, right? So the atoms are made up of molecules. The molecules are made up of matter, and then matter is made up of these little types of strings that we now call string theory, right? And it's important to understand this, because you won't understand your vibration or why it's doing what it's doing unless you understand what it's made of. You have to understand the basics of it before we can delve into how to get your vibe right, because there are certain things that there's nothing you can do about it when it comes to your vibration. If you ever had a guitar, right, just sitting in the room, and you make a certain vibration with a speaker, the guitar will begin to play. The same thing if you have a Tibet singing bowl made of crystal and you play other crystals, Tibet bowls around, that bowl will begin to vibrate. Even though you didn't touch it, you didn't do anything to it, the energy that's in the room is causing that particular entity, even an inanimate object, to vibrate at a certain frequency, right? And your body works the same way. Your body is made of water primarily. Over 75% of the body is made of water. And water, as you know, reacts immediately to any type of vibration of sound, wind, anything that touches it, even the sunlight, it reacts to that, right? So you need to understand, if your body is made of that everything that you do and everything that you surround yourself with will have an effect on you, okay? So now here's the thing, because we have a basic understanding that we do vibe, right? We have a vibration, right? And there are other vibrations surrounding us that affect us, no matter how let's say standoffish we may be. There's some people, they walk around in life and they say, can't nobody affect my vibration, can't nobody do, you know what I'm saying, I am who I am, I always been this way, They don't realize that very statement of what they're making is a reaction to a vibration that they felt in the universe. Just that very statement alone tells me that you are affected by something that happens in the universe, which is why you came to that conclusion. You had to register that in your brain. The mind gave you that intel. You registered a quote about it in your brain, right? And then you therefore give us a presentation through your throat chakra about how you feel about it. So even if you say it doesn't do anything to you, just by you saying that, it has done something to you. There are outside vibrations that affect you no matter what. No matter how tough you think you are in the mind, there are vibrations that will ultimately affect you. Okay? So here's the thing. What can happen is ultimately the vibrations that are around you, this is when they talk about the people that you surround yourself with, you have to be careful, because the vibrations that you have around you will ultimately affect who you are, and you can forget who you are. Stephen Hawking said it the best. He said this. He said, string theory assumes we live in a universe with at least 10 dimensions. At least 10, right? The idea of 10 dimensions may sound exciting, but they would cause real problems if you forget where you parked your car. I love that quote. I love that quote, because this is what it is. This is what happens to us as African people. We've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten where we parked our car. We've forgotten how to get home. You understand? And there's so many other distractions and so many other things that are in the matrix that distort our vibration, that we've forgotten how to management, to the point where we don't even know what the origin is. What is vibration management? What is the original setting, the default setting of our vibration as African people? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever nationality that you may claim, or whatever you want to subscribe to as a culture. What is the origin of that culture, right? How do you get back to the source and maintain that? How do you manage that vibration at all times and don't let the outside influences affect you. This happens to us all the time. You see? So today we're going to talk about some basic things that you can do to help to manage your vibration. The first thing that I'm going to tell you is recognize what that vibration is. This is what we deal with in knowledge of self. Many people can't deal with life and can't manage life and things of that nature and go through their ups and downs and trials and tribulations simply because they don't know what the origin is. They don't know who they are and have proper knowledge of self. They're still trying to find out, and this is why they go through all the ups and downs and the trials and tribulations. They're still trying to find out. They're never at a place where they just coasted and they're in nirvana, or what all the scriptures talk about when they talk about heaven, when you find that neutral place, that zone where you get both sides to meet and balance out with one another. In Kemet, we call it ma'at, right? Truth, justice, reciprocity, all that, order, right? So a lot of people are living their lives out of order. They have no structure whatsoever. And so vibration management is something that they can't even consider. They thinking they're managing their vibration when really they just going with the motions of whatever is affecting them, and they're reacting to it, right? So some of the things that you can do, family, first and foremost is sleep. Sleep. Let's talk about this. Number one, sleep. Sleep deeper. Longer sleep results in deep breathing. Good rest makes everything easier. Good rest makes everything easier. You see, in the 8-hour workday that we now have, right, in our lives, right, this is fairly recent. I need you to understand that in terms of time of the universe and how long that we've been here, to be sleeping an 8-hour, to be working an 8-hour workday is not conducive to the natural patterns of a person and their sleep cycles of how we ought to be sleeping. So a lot of us are in duress because of lack of rest. We're in de-rest because of lack of rest. You see, we're supposed to sleep not on an 8-hour time span where we do. This is how the normal human being does it. We sleep for 8 hours, right? We work for 8 hours, and then we take another 8 hours to do what we want to do, right? That's how we break up our 24-hour time period. Really, the human body was only designed to do work or any type of labor for a maximum of 4 hours at a time. This is why they give you the lunch break. Okay, usually halfway through your shift, you get your lunch break, because they know, subconsciously, they know that the human body was not designed to work for more than 4 hours. After that 4 hours, you're supposed to rest. You're supposed to actually go to sleep and then reawaken. You understand? This is how the body is programmed. And if we can find ourselves in a place where we can work for 4 hours, sleep for a half an hour to an hour, wake up, do some more work, sleep, so on and so on, we will live much more productive lives. But because we overextend our bodies and overheat our bodies over the period of 8 straight hours, here's the thing. Our rest is not conducive now, because when we rest for the 8 hours, right, we go for another 8 hours of work, and then the things that we're doing require energy as well. So that's 16 straight hours of no rest. The human body was only designed for 4 hours, but yet we put in 4 times as much of effort, right, with less rest. So a lot of us are not doing well, and our vibration is off simply because we're not hitting the reset button when we should. We're not going back to our default mechanisms and going back into the infinite spaces of none, into darkness, right? To make sense of the 4 hours of information that we just received. You will find that people will do better in testing when they don't study for long periods of time. When they study for any more than a half an hour to an hour, and then they go to sleep. Wake up, study again. This is the right way to study and to retain information, because the body is working at its optimal capacity when it has its proper rest. You understand? So for vibration management, I think rest is the number one thing. Sleep. You know how when people give you something that's challenging to think about, and you say, yo, you know what? Sleep on it. Sleep on it. Why do you think they say that? You should sleep on it. You see? Because you got to give your time, you got to give your body and your mind, your brain time to register what the mind is trying to produce. Get your proper rest every single day. I'm the type of individual, if I'm not getting my proper rest, my body will shut down. No matter where I am. I could be off in Manhattan somewhere doing some business, and all of a sudden I'm passed out somewhere. Boom, shutting down, because I'm in such a cycle of rest versus work. My work-life balance, right? I keep in check to the point where my body is like, nah, fam, we're not even right. We know what we're supposed to be doing right now. Get into shut down. You understand? You got to get yourself in a position where it don't matter how you moving in life, that you're making sure that you get your proper rest. Don't let anybody take that away from you, your rest and relaxation period. You got to fight for your rest in 2019 and beyond. You got to fight for sleep. The way that the Matrix is set up, they'll have you working 40 plus, 50 plus hours. You know what I'm saying? And the money doesn't even make sense. The money don't even add up to the amount of work that you put in. It will never ever be able to get you your time back or your rest. It's not worth it. So make sure that you are making time for rest and you are taking time for rest. Don't allow anybody to deprive you of that. If you have to switch up your whole lifestyle, it's worth it. Trust me. You understand? This is how you stay young. This is how you stay vibrant. Many people be young with an old face because they working themselves to death. I did a video a couple of days ago on one of the major things that people regret on their deathbed. And that was one of the top 5. They wish they hadn't worked so much. They wish they hadn't worked so much because you can't take none of that with you. You see, your rest is crucial. It's important. So now, number 2, eat well. Give your body the food it needs. Don't give your body non-foods. Figure out your liquid intake, right? They say you got to drink a gallon of water a day or 8 glasses of water, right? You should be drinking. You should be drinking water. You should be making sure that you're eating the right things. I love this picture, this illustration that somebody drew of what it looks like when you're eating the right things versus eating the wrong things. This is how you connect to the universe divinely, right? By food intake, okay? Food intake, your diet, what you're eating, what you're putting inside your body. Every piece of food that you eat carries a specific frequency and a specific vibration, right? So if your body is vibrating to a high frequency, but you're putting in foods, right, that vibrate on a low frequency, you are essentially lowering your vibration. Why? Because the body is almost 80% water, right? So whatever you put inside your body, you want to put something inside your body to where it gives it a dimension like the one on the bottom right, where it's vibrating very, very quickly, right? As opposed to a slow turnover, a slow oscillation, like you see in the singular string on the first diagram, right? The right foods, the right fruits, the right vegetables will raise your vibration to where you'll be able to manage it more properly. Let me tell you something. It's a lot easier to manage a vibration that is high than the one that is low. And we're going to go into that a little bit later. But you will get more in tune in managing higher vibrations because why? The rest of the universe vibrates the same exact way. They vibrate on a higher frequency. So when you eat foods that are low vibrational, the mind is giving you the same intel, but the brain is not moving fast enough to decipher the information that is coming to you. So therefore, you can't vibrate on a higher frequency. You're now being affected more by the things around you than you are not. It's like when you have an instrument that's out of tune, right? No matter how good you play that song, no matter how good you are at hitting the right strings on that guitar, it's going to sound out of whack. It's going to sound out of tune. It's not going to sound right. You understand? So you can read all the books you want. You can watch all the DVDs, you understand, that you need and the documentaries, but you'll never be able to apply the knowledge because you're out of tune. You see? It's not that you're not going through the motions of what you need to do to put the proper intel into you. You're not walking the walk. You're not having the right vibration in the right setting. You're not tuning your guitar before you go to play for the concert. So you sound crazy, even though you're saying all the right things, you playing all the right notes. You understand what I'm saying? The guitar is out of tune. The body's out of tune. So the foods that you eat is what keep you in tune. One of the things that keep you in tune, plus the rest, right? So when you combine both of those, you really doing something now. Eating and sleeping properly. Oh man, two of the main things, because our society and the matrix is set up to prevent you from doing that. Right off the rip, you got to go to work. While you're out in the work, you're not at home cooking your meals. Most people don't prep their meals and take them to the job with them. Most people, at their lunch break, where you going for lunch? And they're going out and they're going to get fast food or whatever. They don't really think to prepare their food for the week or 2 to 3 days so they can make sure that they're eating the right things. They're taking the money that they just slave for, right? And they buying fast food and burning that bread. Like that bread is gone with the fast food. You're being charged more for food that's not even conducive to you. You can take that same amount of money, go to the right farmer's market and get food that'll last you for the whole week. But instead, we'll take that same $20, $20, $30, and we'll buy some fast food, and we sitting down with the rest of the people at the job laughing, joking, smoking, and just, killing ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? These are the things that throw your vibration off. So you could go home and sage all you want. It ain't going to do nothing because the core, the temple is not taken care of. You understand what I mean? So let's keep it moving. Sun and air. 10 minutes of sunshine early morning and late afternoon. Fresh air often. Major, major, major key. In the beginning of the stages of the lighthouse, y'all used to see me on the stoop and I'll be outside because I understood that concept, especially during the times where you could be outside when the weather's nice and stuff like that. Get outside, man. Get that sun, get that air. Get those vitamins that come in through the sunlight. You understand what I'm saying? Get connected with the universe and its rhythmic pattern. Right? It has a cadence. The universe has a cadence. The sun rises at a certain point every day and it sets at a certain point every day. You want to be in tune when it's rising and going and shutting down when it's setting, right? There's certain times of the day when you can capitalize on that energy. Fellas, our fellas wake up. There's a reason why fellas wake up like this every single morning is because we're naturally in tune with the sun to where our bodies react to it whether we want to or not. There's something about testosterone and by having a phallus that automatically connects with the spirit of Ra, with the energy that it brings us, right? So we wake up automatically. The electromagnetic energy between the hours of 4:30 and 7:30 in the morning of what we call the Heru hour is the top of the line, the top-notch energy for us as males. You understand? Top-notch energy for us. Where when we get in tune with it and we're moving with it and in cadence with it, you know what I'm saying, that it helps us. We created the sun and the moon and the stars for that reason, to empower us. You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of people think when we say, we are the children of the sun, that means that the sun gave birth to us. It's like, no, we're the children who created the suns, the moon, and the stars. We created these different tools and things to keep us moving and keep us going to help us along our journey. You understand? We are the gods. You got to understand that. So now, move. Work your heart and lungs. Stay flexible. Strengthen your muscles, okay? You got to move. You can't just sit still, man. A lot of us who say, yo, I can't get in shape. I can't understand why I can't get in shape. Bruh, you sitting in a cubicle for 8 hours a day. Your booty don't look right because you're sitting on a flat chair for 8 hours a day. You understand me? Your muscles ain't in tone and ain't in tune because you're not using them. All you're using is this. You see what I'm saying? You doing this all day. You probably got carpal tunnel. At some point in time, you got to get up. You got to work. You got to move around. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself in a position where you can get up and do whatever you want to do when you feel like it. You got to be able to stretch it and understand that working that job for some of us is our crutch. It's the thing that's really holding us back and keeping us down. It's our occupations. You see, if you're working a job like that where you can't move around, you better be signed into a gym at that point in time. You better be involved in some sort of sport or activity that gets your heart moving, that gets everything going, because people don't do good simply because they don't feel good at all. A body in motion stays in motion. You understand what I'm saying? If you're sitting still, your muscles are going to decrease. They're going to say, okay, we don't need to utilize this energy, so let's just shrivel up and just chill out. You understand what I'm saying? Your body is going to respond to whatever work ethic you give it, right? So this is how you develop muscle, because the body is saying, hey, I'm going to need more strength to complete the activities that the minister of this avatar wants to do. The rightful owner, this soul, is trying to pick up something heavy, and I can't do it. So let me change the body. Let me look for the nutrients required to change the body so that I can help the leader of this avatar, so that I can help God. You understand? This is how it works. So your body must respond to what you're telling it to do. If you're telling it to be at rest, the body will be at rest. If you're telling it that it needs to live and move, it will make all the necessary adjustments so that you can do so. It's up to you to cultivate it and give it the tools that it needs, like getting the proper rest, like getting the proper foods, so that it can complete that task. Otherwise, you're working backwards. Make sense? Okay, so moving on. Love. Let go of people who don't love you or don't wish you well. Seek people who love you and want your good. Why is that? Why is that? Because the people that don't love you, you say, well, what does it matter if they love you or what if they don't love you, right? Because if you have them around you, they're releasing and secreting a vibration of hate towards you. And like the guitar, if they're playing frequencies and vibrations that are negative, that sound that comes up for you is going to be that of negative or a deflection of negative energy, which requires energy, right? So understand that. It's best that you remove them from out of the equation. Because no matter what, you're going to have to deal with that energy. You can't just avoid it or act like it's not there. So you either going to have to run through it to where you destroy them, right? Or remove them from that equation altogether, from your universe altogether. Because some of them just seek to strum on your guitar. They're not trying to tune theirs. You understand? Because theirs is out of tune. They now want yours to be out of tune. You see? And they want to make your sound crazy. So you can't have these people in your orchestra. You can't have these people in your band. If you're not going to tune your guitar, right? If you're not going to adjust your drums, right? And get an adjustment, make sure that everything that you're playing, whatever instrument that you have, if it's not in tune, you can't play in our band. You just can't play in our band because all of us, we're tuned to the right key. We're all tuned to the tone of B flat. Where you at? Oh, you on C major? You on what? Nah, we can't. You can't play. You shouldn't play. You're gonna have to sit out for this song. You understand? If we throwing love in here and you shooting hate, you can't stay here because this band, we're playing the frequencies and the vibrations of love. You understand? You can't sit at this table. You know what I'm saying? You can't work for this job. If this McDonald's, you can't come in here talking about Burger King. You understand? This Apple, you can't come in here talking about Microsoft. You on a whole different page, a whole different note, a whole different vibration, brother. You can't be here, sister. We love you. We love you. You can sit in the audience and watch us play, but you can't be in the band. You can't do that. You understand what I'm saying? Because your vibe is off. It's off. But some of us, here's the funny thing. Some of us like for our vibration to be off. We allow those people into our band because they are friends, right? Even though they can't play, they never tune their instrument. They are friends. So, because they are friends, we got to let them in the band. Even though they putting us out here and embarrassing us in front of the whole crowd, we want them to be in the band. Nah, bro. Get your band right. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have all these different type of vibrations that's not conducive to the sound that you're trying to give off in your band. You understand? These are all different ways that you manage your vibration because they will affect your vibration. I used to sing in choirs, right? When I was a kid, I used to sing in these churches, right? And dudes that was next to me in the choir, right? Their note would be off. And I would hear their note off. And you know what? It would end up throwing me off. Because I'm hearing their note and we trying to sing the note, right? He's like, Lord God, right? And I'm next to him and I'm like, that ain't the note. That ain't the note, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta listen to his note and he playing his, and it's usually the ones that's way off, that's super loud. They loud as hell in your ear. The loudest ones is the ones that be off. You understand what I'm saying? And the brother singing this note in my ear, and I'm just sitting here like, yo, that is not the note we supposed to be singing right now. And it's throwing me off to the point where we both just end up singing the wrong note together. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wrong note sometimes is more powerful, has more of an influence than the actual note you're supposed to be singing. You ever notice that? How come the right note doesn't have more emphasis and more power over the wrong note? You see, because you're affected by it. So you got to understand that. Until you're strong enough, I had to develop a talent of having my notes in check. Okay? Good info. Be inspired by love and above books, audio books, and movies. What does that mean? Basically, what you read, your diet is not just what you eat, right? Your diet consists of what you see, what you read, right? Like I said, the people around you, relationships, right? Where you work. These are all things that are part of your diet. So if you have things in your diet that don't consist of a vibration of love, you have to get that out of your way. Get it out of your universe altogether. It's going to always exist in the omniverse, but it does not have to exist in your universe. The universe is yours. You understand? That's your personal space, your personal ba. In Kemet, we call it the ba. right? The omniverse would be the ka, or everything. That's where everything is. It's chaotic out there. It's chaos. The internal waters of Nun has all sorts of things in there, and they're all necessary vibrations that we have to balance out. But in order to manage your vibration of where you want it to be, which is major key, you got to make sure that you have the right elements in there to be stable. And you can't be partaking in certain activity, reading certain books and certain material, and watching certain movies that throw you off course. Nowadays, we do that, and we don't even think twice about it. It's like, oh, you know what? What new movie's coming out? That's all that is. All right, let's go watch it. You don't even want to watch it. It's just a new movie and you want to watch it or whatever. Let's just watch this. It looks interesting. Whatever. Okay, got a horror film, whatever, da-da-da-da. There's all certain things attached to these things. Even with documentaries, especially like when we're watching civil rights movements type stuff, slavery type stuff, the things that really lower your vibration and get you out here tight and mad as hell at the time, all the time. You don't have to walk around life like that. You understand what I'm saying? You can understand that information exists, right? But you have to also balance that out with things of love, things that show you in a positive light, things that don't show you as the victim all the time. You know what I'm saying? That victim mentality, like me and those individuals don't even get along. People who like to play on the victim mentality, like I can't even have them in my space because I think so highly of myself and the people I've surrounded myself with that I don't want individuals like that that's always walking around, oh, it's me. You know what I'm saying? This is why I couldn't get along. I couldn't really rock out in the African churches and the black churches because a lot of them sing slave hymnals. They sing songs that are melancholic. And they play keys and notes that are melancholic and come from a somber and melancholic time period where our spirit was broken and we were looking for some sort of savior to bring us up out of that. So me knowing music very well and being in tune with vibration couldn't sit in a service where they singing slave hymnals. You understand what I'm saying? Because I wanted to sing about the times when we were great. Let's sing about that. Let's sing about when we had empires. Who's doing that? You understand what I'm saying? Who's talking about the greatness of us as a people as opposed to us being victimized and always being in a struggle? You see? The majority of black churches play on that. They play on those emotions, which is why people in there, they bust out crying because they're tuning into ancient feelings of sorrow and despair. And they're looking at it as liberation. They've superimposed it and put Jesus in front of it. Boom. You know what I'm saying? But really, they're tuning into their ancient African feelings of what was done to them. And they have a woe is me feeling, right? And they say, and they look for Jesus to deliver them from those feelings. It could be just from them having have to pay their bills, or they lost a child, or whatever, lost a loved one, right? Or whatever it is, problems in the workplace. They go there for that. Right? So what it is it's cultivating and reinforcing those feelings. It's enabling those feelings of low vibrations. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are and movies and books and things that are dumping an astronomical amount of love, high vibrational frequencies around you. So that when the negative things come along, they don't have as much of an effect on you because the majority of the people and the things that you chose to delve in and subscribe to are packaged in a vibration of love. You understand what I'm saying? So these are major keys on how to manage your vibration. Many people don't even, let's say, think that your vibration is something that's a factor that you ought to look in and study. You see, this is not a common study, especially in the African culture. You'll find it a lot in the Tamhu culture. They study this all the time because they had to do this in order to even fit in with us. You know, when they first started with us, they was real savage. Like, you know what I'm saying? They were even still savage today. You can see it all over the place, right? But they understood that in order for us to even get along this savage stuff, we're going to have to go because we're not playing no games with that savagery. Your vibration better get right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is major key. Let's keep it moving. Okay? Feel. Allow emotions to rise and go through you. Emotions have healing and balancing properties. So here it is. This is the number 7, the number of completion. The reason why they say this last. The reason why they say this last is because if you do this first and you just allow everything to come in without having that foundation of the first 6 principles, this is how you get caught up in a vicious cycle of where everything begins to affect you in a way where you don't have an overall grasp of the understanding of it. You need to see the big picture. Okay? So, in other words, you can't be this robotic being where you don't have emotions and you don't have feelings. Okay? Your emotions are a derivative, or I should say a byproduct of how you feel. Listen to what I'm saying. Some people see it as backwards. How they feel will dictate their emotion, right? Your emotion is a dictate. It will dictate how you feel overall. You see, because you have control over your emotions. The emotions that you are feeling, you can manage those. Two people that have something gone wrong to them, or have something wrong done to them rather, right, can have two separate reactions and two totally different emotions from the same circumstance. This is why we have some people that can grow up on the same street, the same household, same environment, right, almost eat the same things. You can have two twins, same DNA, everything. One can be successful and one can be a bum. One can be a positive twin, one can be a negative twin. Because how you react to different things is what dictates your character. Is what dictates who you are. Your thought processes, right? Your thoughts become actions, actions become behavior, behavior becomes your character, right? It's a chain reaction. So your emotions, right, start to dictate your thought patterns, right? If you're not in control over your reaction time and what you react to, what you choose to react to, that is a major, major problem. You have to have a grasp, a 100% full two-handed grasp on emotion. When you're using positive energy, right? You know what you're using it for. You should have that same thought process when you're using negative energy as well. Because negative energy can also be conducive to you if you know how to use it right. Okay? Many of us like to utilize negative energy and don't know how to use it. We utilize it for the sake of ego, pride, jealousy, envy, and the whole 9 yards. All the things that come with that. You understand? You can take a negative energy that somebody has brought to you, right? Take that package, repackage it, and send it back into the universe. As a God, you could do that. When somebody come in with a negative, you can take that and say, okay, cool. That's what it is. All right. Fix it. Take that broken bike, put a new wheel on it. Put some new handlebars on it. You understand me? Put some brakes on it. You know what I mean? And now send it back into the universe. You see? When you do that, there's a reciprocating effect. There's a reciprocating effect. Now here's the negative side of that. Because you are the being that takes all the negative energy and fixes it, the world and society needs you. They need you. So more than likely, you're going to be the one that receives the most negative energy, the most hate. Because when you get it, you take it, you repackage it, and you make the world a better place. You see? With great power comes great responsibility. So now you have to be in tune with the fact that other people, when they get that negative energy, right, they're going to dump it on you. Because they know you can handle it. Everybody else can't handle it. It can consume them and totally destroy them, as we've seen in the past. You see? But because you are the being that takes the negative energy, revamps it, and turns it into an instrument of love and gives it back to the people, it's like, yo, this is that guy. This is that queen. You know what? Every time I got a problem, I'm going to her. It's the gift and the curse. It's the yin and the yang. So that's the thing about being a positive. And this is why some people who have good things to say, even if they have something to say about it that could be of merit, they introvert with it and they don't say it. They don't want to put it out into the universe because then they now subjugate themselves into that situation. You understand what I'm saying? And they know that there's a responsibility that comes with that. So some people's like, you know what? I don't even want to hear the negative. Don't tell me your negative story because if it ain't positive, don't call me. They choose to not even be involved, even though they have something positive to say about it. They don't even want to be involved in it. Because with that power comes a great responsibility. You're a fixer. You're a beacon of light. You understand what I'm saying? And because you know how to fix things, you're going to receive more issues than somebody who doesn't. Like this is what they say in the text, is in the scriptural text, where it says God blesses babies and fools, right? In other words, the ones who are unaware, the ones who don't know how to fix it, those would be the ones who are living a life of bliss. You see, this is a calling. What we do is a calling, more than it is something that where people think it's a popularity contest, or they're looking for points, or what they call it, clout chasing. Like, we're not clout chasing here, because we understand the responsibility that comes with it. You understand what I'm saying? Our phones are always ringing. Our inboxes are always full. You know what I'm saying? And these are not just because people want to always encourage us. They want to throw problems on us that they're having, and they're looking for us for advice on how to fix it. You understand what I'm saying? So this is not something where if you don't like people, you can't be in this walk as a leader. You understand? If you don't like mingling with people and hearing people's issues and figuring out ways on troubleshooting on how to make them a better person, or give them some advice on what you would do in that situation, even if you don't know, this isn't the place for you. You know what I'm saying? As far as leadership. Now, you can go and read all the books that you want to, but you shouldn't be trying to coach anybody or anything like that, because you have to be in tune with oneself first before you can pour out any type of love on anybody else. You have to be able to love yourself. Your cup has to be full in order for you to be able to empty it. You understand what I'm saying? There's a responsibility that comes there. And it's not just linear. It's not one thing. You can't just be doing one thing great and the rest of them you don't care about. You got to have a equal or conducive balance for them all. Could you imagine Steph Curry, right? Steph Curry never being able to dribble a basketball. If he can't dribble a basketball, right? At the height that he's at, right? No matter how good of a shooter he is, right? If he can't dribble a basketball, he's a pull-up shooter, right? He's not a spot-up shooter. He's mainly a pull-up shooter, meaning he likes to shoot off the dribble. If he couldn't dribble, he could only shoot when somebody passes him the ball. Do you understand? So therefore, he wouldn't be able to score as many points on people. He has to learn how to dribble so that he can shoot off the dribble. He has to learn how to make space on the dribble. This is why he does all those fancy tricks. It's not because for flashy and flair. It's not for jazz fingers. It's because he needs to get himself open to pull up off of the dribble, because that's where he's good at. You see, you got to be able to balance out all of your accolades in order for you to be able to perform on your optimal level of consciousness and to be able to think purely. You understand? So there's a balance that comes into play before you start coaching people, because here's the thing, when there are inconsistencies with someone else, you'll be able to figure out which category they need to work on, because you've done it yourself. You see, you can look at a person and see what their situation is and say, you know what, your perspective, you're looking at it from the wrong angle. You see, the reason why you're tired in the gym, right? It is because you're not eating properly. It's not because you're putting in too many hours of work, right? It's because you're putting in an average amount of work, fam. You see, you're not eating properly. It's a different tier. There's a different category that you're insufficient in. You see, the reason why you get tired in the gym, you're not motivated. You need a buddy partner to help you to boost your energy. This is a relationship thing. You see, your energy is being drawn from you in the house that you live in. So now when you go to the gym, you don't have any energy. You don't have any life force energy, because you're exhausting it with the people that you live with, right? Or the people that you associate with, your friends. You're exhausting your life for energy. So by the time you get to the gym, you don't have anything to put into yourself. Better yet, put into another individual, another person. There's nothing left. You see what I mean? So you got to understand that there's different categories and different accolades to managing your vibration. And your vibration is everything. It's who you are. It's important. Without the vibration, you're dead. You're dead. You see? The body has to always be moving. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. Okay? Here's another great quote that I saw. Someone said, protecting your energy often involves setting some boundaries. You have to let people know what is acceptable and unacceptable in terms of interacting with you. With you. Okay? And notice how they put the word with in italics. Because people are allowed to think what they want to think. People are allowed to say what they want to say, be who they want to be, experience what they want to experience, watch what they want to watch, do what they want to do. People are allowed to be whoever they want to be. But for you, you have to understand when you're managing your vibration, you may have a specific category, specific type of people that you need to interact with to be the greatest that you can possibly be. In other words, if I'm a baseball player, I won't be the best baseball player I can possibly be if I hang out with nothing but a bunch of hockey players. I'm going to need to hang out with some baseball players. I'm going to need to hang out with the coaches, right? The offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. If I'm going to be the best person that I need to be for my statistical category of what I choose to be, I need to surround myself with the individuals that are conducive to that lifestyle. Some of us don't want to delve into these lessons. It's way too hard for them. They've been with the same individuals their entire lives that are not conducive to their lifestyle anymore, even though they've grown intellectually and consciously. They are surrounding themselves with the same individuals, right, who only got them to where they are now. They'll never get to the next place. What got you here won't get you there. There's a great book that's out right now. Actually, I read that some time ago. It's called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. You should read it. You should read it. If you've ever been promoted on a job, right? If you were just a regular pawn and you got promoted to being into management, the things that you did as a pawn is not going to be conducive as a manager, because now as a manager you have to influence all the rest of your employees. You see? What got you here won't get you there. So you can't have the same things going on. In order for those people to be involved with you, which is why they put it in italics, right? They can do whatever they want to do on their own time, but when they're with you, you have to set the standard to say, "Hey, I don't play this." You know what I'm saying? I don't subscribe to this type of lifestyle. So when you're around me, curb that. Curb that. Curb it. If you can't curb it, you can't be around me. Because when I'm around you, I'm going to curb, right? What's not conducive for you if I'm your friend. I'm going to curb that, right? If it's not conducive to your lifestyle, if it's detrimental to who you are, I'm going to balance. I'm going to do some adjustments. You need to do the same for me. Otherwise, you can't be around me. You can't bring every friend around every situation. You just can't. You see what I'm saying? There's times when I'm sitting in rooms with multimillionaires. I can't bring every person that I know into that environment. I can't. There are certain individuals that I sit around that are very sensitive to even the things that I talk about, right? My culture. I have to adjust sometimes because everything ain't just busting in the room. Bah, this is who I am. Sometimes it doesn't apply. It just doesn't apply for the situation. You know what I mean? You understand what I mean? This is what was going on this past week with the Super Bowl, with the NFL, with Super Bowl, the whole Kaepernick situation, right? Black people ain't supposed to be in there playing for them white folks no how. So don't go in there, and I stand on this even still, that whole Kaepernick situation. It's like, yo, why are you even bringing this into the NFL? Them niggas didn't care about you. Those white folks didn't care about you from the jump. When you sign that contract, you signing the contract waiving all of that political stuff. That's what you're doing. You're a product. So to come in here and now try to switch it up, sorry, bro. Why don't you just start your own league? Stop begging for them to treat you right in their league and start your own league. It's all black people in there. If all the black people decided we're going to unite and leave the league, there is no league. It's that simple. But see, there are some people that are looking for respect and rights more than they're looking for separation and sovereignty. That's a different fight for me. I'm a different space. You're not gonna catch me out here arguing for equal rights and for civil rights. That's not conducive to my energy. Because I'm not asking for nobody to respect me. I'm not asking anybody to give me a right. Do you understand? When you find people out there and they look at you like, yeah, he's for the people. No, you not, dog. If you was for the people, you would empower them on how to be sovereign. And take control, not look for to be included. That was the problem that I had with Martin Luther King. That was the only problem that I had with him, because he wanted us to be, he was fighting for us to be included. Nah, bruh. Give me what's mine and leave me alone. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not going to give me what's mine, you know what? Keep it. I'm going over here. Stay your ass over there. And when I'm building mine, you bet not come over here or I'm blowing your head off. This is mine. Off with your head. You understand what I mean? That's the difference between civil rights activists, right? And people like us, conscious beings. You can't mix the two. It's just two totally different mindsets. I am not looking for respect and rights. I am looking for separation and sovereignty. I'm a different machine. So therefore, I can't put all of those type of individuals in my space too much. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? When I come around you, yeah, I'm going to chill out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to support what you're trying to do and all that. But that's not what's going to define me, because I'm greater than that. I'm greater than the civil. I have a history that spans tens of thousands of years before the civil rights movement. Keep your rights. I want my regal. I want my royalty. I don't want my rights. I want my royalty. Know the difference. So when you put certain people in your space, understand that they have to fit your energy of what you're looking for. Otherwise, it's okay to leave them alone. Don't feel bad about leaving them alone. It's a conflict of interest. And don't allow them to make you feel bad, because they don't fit the criteria. Everybody wasn't meant to fit. That's why we're all different. That's why we have different names. That's why we all look different. We were all meant to be different. We weren't meant to all be in the same pot. This is why, we have the mentality of the crabs in the bucket mentality, because we all weren't supposed to be in the goddamn bucket in the first place. Y'all forgetting the beginning of the story. Somebody who put us in the damn bucket. Never mind pulling each other down. We're not even supposed to be in the bucket, nigga. Huh? We in the bucket. We in the damn pot, and the pot is on the stove. Huh? Right now, everybody's screaming, we gotta get out the stove. We gotta get out the stove. I'm like, how the hell do we get the hell in the stove? This is crazy. How do we get on the stove? How do we get in the pot in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Let's tackle the things that will actually prevent us from getting inside the pot. And thinking that we all supposed to be the same, because we're not. We're not. There are complementary energies. It doesn't mean you use the same people. You use complementary energies. Meaning, you can have somebody that's totally opposite, right, of your thought pattern, right, on your roster. Why? Because you can use that person to check and gauge where you ought to be. You can't have one without the other. You see, there's levels to this. I got people, let's put it this way. I have people, to give you an example, I have people in my inbox that are pastors. Full blown. Right? Still doing missionary work and all that. And we converse regularly, back and forth. You understand? And he'll throw some information at me from Christianity and what Christianity says about the conscious community or free minds and stuff like that. And then I'll throw some stuff back at him, right? And we go tit for tat. We go back and forth, right? We don't do it publicly because the people will turn it into something that it's not. But we know what it is. You got to have somebody in your space, right, that helps to cultivate your thought and to help you think outside the box as well and challenges what you think, right? Now, don't get that confused with people that are trying to tear you down. Major key. I'm going to let you sit on that. Don't get it confused with people that are trying to tear you down. There are some people who simply want to be heard. There are some people who plain and simply want to be heard or want to cultivate or want to have steel sharpen steel. You understand? And then there are some people who don't want to see you prosper and who want to destroy you. Those are the ones that fall outside of this category that you need out of your space. Period. If they're not seeking to empower you at the end of the day of the overall scope, no matter what thing that they put in front of you to say, hey, think about this for a second. You understand what I'm saying? Do you think, you know what I'm saying? If you're not having that type of conversation and they're trying to attack you to destroy you, get them out of your space. Period. Period. That's just basic survival. Everything knows that. Every animal in the universe knows that. You don't see like the lions and the hyenas hanging out. Like, they're not doing that. You understand what I'm saying? You're not gonna see the zebras, hanging out down there with the alligators. They're not homey like that. Even though they're all a part of nature and they need each other to survive, they're not hanging out like that. Nah, bro. Because you're here to eat me. Right? You're here to feed off of me. You can't hang in the pride with us, bruh. Alligator, you stay over there in the water. I'm going to go over here in the jungle where I belong. Now, the monkeys might be able to come around because the monkeys might drop some fruit every now and then. I like them. I like the monkeys. I like the elephants. They help to, cultivate the soil. Yeah, the insects too. You know what I'm saying? So we could all hang out. We're not the same species, of course, right? We might even fight for territory at time, but we can rock. But you, Mr. Alligator, no, never. You understand? I know we all nature. I know we're both animals. We're all in the same category, but we can't rock like that. You're not going to... Nah. You're an alligator. Stay in the water. You understand? So learn how to do that with your environment. Learn how to do that with your friends. Some of y'all, it consists of family. Some of y'all consists of co-workers. You got to compartmentalize who you got in your life. Manage your vibration. Huh? Alligators don't vibrate like zebras. That's why they don't look like zebras. That's why they don't eat the same things as zebras. It's two totally different vibrations. So this is just having an intel, first on a molecular level of how you construct it and realize that it's the things that you surround yourself with that ultimately dictate what you look like, right? The vibration that comes from where you are, your location too. It could change your look. Like when you look at people, you say, "Oh, this person has a certain type." Yeah, you have a more like a West Indian look, right? You can tell why, because it's a certain vibration in the West Indies that, as opposed to being here, where you have that look, you have specific traits. The way your voice vibrates. Oh, I can tell, like your accent, it has a vibration of somebody maybe from the South or maybe somebody from the North. Where you grew up? You understand what I'm saying? Like all of these things are vibrations, and you can't forget this science. All right. So with that being said, we got some major events coming up. Major events. First and foremost, we got the wake up call that's popping off. This is going to be crazy. This is the biggest event that's ever happened in my hood here on Long Island, here in New York. We got Brother Ben X on the roster, as well as myself, Pop Darby, Red Pill, Rizza Islam, Yarima Karama. If you don't know who these individuals are on the screen, you need to do some research. You need to Google them and check them out, because they're all going to be here. We're all going to be speaking. It's going to be a 3-day weekend event. We are looking for volunteers, vendors. If you are a vendor, you want to be at this event because it's a 3-day event. We Buy Black is a part of this as well. The Lighthouse is going to be one of the sponsors for this event. And I am super excited. We just added Tazara Path, Queen Empress Met, as well as Sister Maria Davis onto this event. We're going to have some Divine Feminine workshops as well at this event. And we are looking for volunteers who want to help out, because there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. what we about here in the Lighthouse, especially right now, is boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see where we going with it. Y'all see where we headed. You know what I'm saying? We are looking into combine and unite with people from all walks of life. We are combining and walking with everybody that sees the overall purpose of what needs to be done. Okay? We have the Nation of Islam with us. We have Moors with us. Everybody, church organizations are going to be there. There's going to be all sorts of people, all walks of life at this event. And it's called the Wake Up Call. We're calling it the Wake Up Call. And I cannot wait. I see people already starting to develop an Airbnb and looking into that for the Lighthouse for people to come on out, because that next month we also have our reunion. This is going to be a special, huge event, and I'm super excited to be selected for this and chosen for this. It is an honor. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to do the work, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here to try to compete with anybody. If you want to compete with me with the work that you're doing. Boots on the ground. I want to see the work that you're doing, and I'm so happy that the people that are here in the Lighthouse, especially the ones that are here right now, are those who are putting boots on the ground. Like, we understand that aside from being on the internet, you know, there are bigger issues here that need to be fought. There are bigger things that we need to do. We need to get out. We need to touch the people. We need to feel the people, you know, as we did with our tour last year, you know, and you see a lot of people are starting to utilize our blueprint, you know, on how to work. And that's what we want to do. We want to influence people to be better. You know what I'm saying? This clout chasing stuff is corny. And we're not looking for that. We're not dealing with no type of ego. What we're doing is major things that is going to shake up the world from here all the way to Africa. We're not playing no games. We're going to be our own solution. And so we're looking for artists as well. If you are a poet, if you have a talent and you want to showcase it on that weekend, we will have a space for you. We have vendor space, everything that we need, whatever it is that you do. By July the 12th, by July the 14th, you need to be ready, and you need to hit me up here in the Lighthouse so we can show you how you can be a part of this situation. Okay, the email address is there for the basic info. It's be the change you want to see at gmail.com. I believe that's also the web address. Okay, so if you want to be involved in this situation, definitely hit me up in my inbox, or you can email on the screen there. Okay. Tonight, 9 p.m., I'm going to be on Inspiration TV. It's their 1 year anniversary. I'm so excited. They started their wave right here in the Lighthouse. This is the Lighthouse's own. So we got to make sure that we show our love and support. We're having another feed tonight, family, with Queen Tamara. So come on in and show some love and support for her for being, listen, she's one of the few that does what she does regularly on a consistent basis, just as I have, that has had her hand to the plow, boots on the ground, whole 9 yards. You want to be inspired by somebody, you want to watch Inspire TV, because Queen Tamara, she does not play Tamaray. There's so many ways to pronounce that. Shout out to Queen Tamaray. But in any case, she's a hard worker, one of the hardest working women in the Lighthouse in the city of Atlanta for her people. She plays no games out there. So, you know, definitely tune in tonight, 9 p.m. on her feed. I'll be on there, and we're going to be building. We're just going to be building like we do. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we do. So shout out to her. We also have the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine retreats popping off for the light. We got so many events popping. This is crazy, man. Like, how did we get here? This is nuts. We have the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine retreats coming up for the family. If you want to be involved in those, you can hit up Queen Latifah, Queen Jennifer Jackson, or Queen Tanisha Annie if you want to be a part of the Divine Feminine retreat. If you want to be a part of the Divine Masculine retreat, that's just for the fellas, where we go away, you know, to a resort. We all go away. We have workshops and things of that nature, and things that we do together to kick it and build. You want to hit up my brother Nino, myself, or brother Kenneth Patterson. Okay, so you can get linked up with that. Also, we are signing people up still for our travel company. We know we're going into Egypt. We're going to Africa in March. It's like 2 months away. I can't believe this, man. We got like 50 people going to Africa with us. Like, this is nuts. For the first time, we're going to Africa. We're going to Kemet. And we're going to see these artifacts, bring them home, and have something to talk about. Like, I'm just so excited. And some of us are going for free. Some of us are going for $329. So if you want to be a part of this situation, hit me in my inbox, or you can hit up one of the reps on the feed, either or, doesn't matter. And we'll get you signed up with our travel company, World Ventures, so that you can get involved in traveling with us around the world. See, like, we like to travel around the world to get our information into research. You know, there's searching on search engines and there's research. We're doing research. We were actually going there and getting the artifacts ourselves. When we take the pictures and we show you these pictures, like the pictures that I show y'all on my feeds and stuff like that, when I show y'all artifacts, like these are pictures that I take myself. Like, I go into museums and I take these pictures myself so that, you know, when people say, well, who's your primary resource? Nigga, me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people like to say, what's your primary source? Nigga, me. I'm my primary source. I go to these spots and I take these pictures. And I make sure I'm in the photo so you don't get it misconstrued. You know, when we're looking at these artifacts, the obelisks and, you know what I'm saying? The Tekken, rather. Like, we go and we see these artifacts our damn selves. So can't nobody tell us that it ain't real and we ain't seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we move. So with this traveling thing, with us that's traveling, that's what it's all about. You want to travel with us. Because, A, when we do travel, we need people that can look at it and know what we're looking at. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't travel to these countries and don't have nobody with you that don't even know what the hell they looking at. When we go to Egypt, you're going to have people, you're going to be surrounded by not even just myself, but a bunch of other people that know what they're looking at. There's people that have been to Egypt, been to Kemet, and didn't even know what the hell that was. They just like, oh, this is art. You know, that's the word that they throw in it. It's great. It's beautiful. Art. Like, it was so, the art that they did was just great. The agriculture and everything. No, this is not art. This is a language. This is a language. Like, everything that you're seeing is going over your head. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta go back. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go with somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about. So that's the thing that you're gonna get in the lighthouse. When we go and we visit these pyramids and we visit these sacred artifacts and sacred sacred locations, you're gonna get tutorials behind what you're looking at. So you're gonna know, like, how to talk about it. You know, people don't get excited about it because they don't even know what it is when they go to visit it. So when they come back and they tell a story, yeah, we went to here, we went to Egypt, or we went to, you know, South Africa. They didn't even know what they were looking at. You know what I'm saying? To its fullest of magnitude. So that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing here in the Lighthouse. We're a community, and we love on each other. We have so much fun when we get together. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much fun. Nobody ever wants to leave. It's just crazy. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's been showing love and support to the Lighthouse, and that's a part of our travel club and what we're doing. So shout out to all you guys. Also, we still got T-shirts available. We need to get these other T-shirt line popping too. But we have T-shirts available if you want to buy T-shirts. We still have some available, the ones that you see me wearing. Okay. Proceeds go to the Flint, Michigan Water Fund. We got some big things popping up for the Flint, Michigan Water Fund that we have in the works right now. So I can't wait to be able to share the news with you once it's solidified. But get ready for that. Once we go out to Michigan and do our lectures out there, we have some great things popping off. So get ready for that. Our GoFundMe is online. You can look at the GoFundMe and you can donate to that as well, to the GoFundMe, or you can purchase a T-shirt or whatever and use some of those proceeds to go towards the Flint, Michigan Water Fund as well. We also have the Jesus Fake Brush shirts. Those are out. A lot of merch. If you want to see everything that we got, if you want to get involved with it, you want to go to the website. Sign up for the website, www.thelighthousemovement.com, www.thelighthousemovement.com. There you will find our website with all, the majority, a lot of the videos. Also, you will find all of our vendors. If you want to be a vendor on our marketplace for Black people, if you want to be a vendor there, you can sign up for $11 a month. You can promote whatever product that it is that you have on our website, where our visitors come and go, and they'll be able to purchase directly from you. So whatever it is that you're selling, you want to buy a spot, get you a spot, and you can promote, and you can be promoted on our show as well, as far as your ad or whatever that you're promoting. So if you want to be a part of that, log on to www.thelighthousemovement.com. I was talking about getting in shape earlier. If you want to get in shape, hit up my brother Nino. Nino's number is 910-977-9311. If you want to get yourself in shape and get your workout popping, okay? Get you a nice nutritional plan, manage your diabetes, build some muscles and things of that nature. It's never too late to do that, okay? Also, shout out to Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah does Reiki readings as well, okay? If you want to get your session done, hit up Queen Latifah. and she'll sit you down and she'll do that for you. Get some work done on you, man. Get your joints aligned. Get your Wajite back in your energy and your vibration back to where it needs to be. Latifah is really, really good at that. She enhances your natural healings, eases your tensions and stress and things of that nature, and helps to release your toxins. Give you some great advice on that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to take this seriously. Like, your vibration is everything. So you got to be in tune with it. You got to know how to balance it out, go in and out of it. You know what I'm saying? I was born in the constellation of Ma'at, so I'm in tune with some of that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm in tune with the readings on that and the teachings of that. That's just one of the things that I was brought up on, is being able to balance myself out. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in the stars affected me. I believe in my balance and being able to interpret the stars. You understand what I'm saying? So definitely be a part of that family. I appreciate y'all for coming on here at last minute on YouTube. We're going to start doing YouTube a lot more often too, because we're going to build our following here. We're already over 20,000 deep on Facebook. If you don't know that we're on Facebook, come on over to Facebook. That's where the majority of the family is. www.facebook.com/Jamar Milton. So you can meet the rest of the 20,000 people that you have, over there. But we are going to be building YouTube up to match that, right? Right? YouTube and Instagram. You can find me on Instagram just by searching for Jamar, Jamaar, or you can put in Jamar A. Milton. I'm Jamar A. Milton on Facebook. All right? So with that being said, may the divine force in me, that's within me, the divine force in me, greet the divine force within you. Dua, 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 dua. I love you. I love you. Ashe family, and peace.